Alright everybody, Aaron here again for another video for you. I figured I'd go ahead and lay all the cards out on the table for the final blog that I've been working on, how to change the world. We do it one classroom at a time, and I'm basically going to show you as quickly and as efficiently as possible how to do all this with limited time and limited resources, all for free, obviously. So I'm gonna, without further ado, basically what I'm gonna explain to you. First of all, I'm not gonna press any particular browsers, but my initial setup, as you can see with a lot of videos I did in the first part of my blogs, had to do with Google Chrome. So you can go to Google, using any browser, i.e. Internet Explorer, Firefox, Safari, whatever. Go and get you Google Chrome. Once you download Google Chrome, it's going to want you to sign in. The installation is default, self-explanatory, very easy to install. Everything runs in the background on its own during the install. Very little input from the user. So once you get there, if you have a Gmail account or any other account that's linked to a Google Plus account, which is so awesome, I've linked my school account, so basically I can log into my Google Plus account using my school email, and I have access to everything from the Google Drive to any of the apps in the Google and the Chrome Webstore and all the other added features. You can see I'm actually logged on as my wife right now because I had to ask her to let me borrow her email because she's not riddled with the apps and setups. As you can see on mine, I mean, I've already got so much up here at the top that you can see that I've downloaded all the extensions and browser enhancements that I've added that I went through before. Image search by Cool Iris, obviously, as a recap. Let's do Hunger Games just to give you a good idea. You can take that thing and just, whether you're in the front of the room or you've got an iPad controlling your desktop computer with software like Splashtop or Smoothboard, and you can just grab that and yank it and shove it to the left or right, up or down. You can click a picture and it'll go in, zoom in, and the picture should come in a little bit more crisp, kind of like that. There you go, much better. There we go. Okay, so you get an idea. But basically I've downloaded several enhancements to the browser that are called extensions, and you get those from the Chrome Webstore. Now, just to give you a dual view here, when you're just starting out, look at that. They got it mapped out for you. Chrome Webstore, your Google Drive, YouTube, Google Search, and Gmail. It's all right here by default. Okay, so you essentially could click here and start your one-stop shop. Like you're at Walmart, cacao. Not only are you going to pick up that rice and chicken you need for Thanksgiving, but you might as well go ahead and get that prescription filled while you're there as well, and pick up stamps to send out them bills that are due. Plenty to do here, folks. Another thing you might notice is I'm logged on as Hunter G. Holland here, which is kind of funny, but I'm also logged on as her as well. With the Google the Chrome interface, you're actually able to log on as multiple people in the environment, which I think is very cool. I think it is very, very cool. So that part in and of itself is awesome. So if you look at this setup here, this just shows you the basic setup of the interface that I have. Now if you use a Google Chrome interface, you have your websites here that all you have to do is I'm going to show you real quick if you want to change the background, or if you want to do any kind of changes here to change your dials, right? You can change your number of columns from 4 to 5, cha-chow, to 3, cha-chow, to 2, kapam. Alright, I like the 4 personally. And as you add the websites, if you add another 2, guess what? A whole nother row will appear. Okay, so it's self-explanatory. All your apps will be over here to the left. Cakewalk. As a suggestion, your most readily used apps I would always put at the top of the list, because anytime you close this right here and you open it back up, you're going to be at the top. Okay, let me give you an example. Let's say you're all the way down here looking at country flags, right? And you close out and you come back and you bring it open. Look, you're back at the top. So put your most commonly used apps at the top. That's just just to save you time. But I doubt you'll be having as many apps as I do. I do this because I play with them and mess with as many as possible to see what will work for the people in my district, and see what's out there and what's cool, or whatnot. And then of course you've got your dials at the top. You can add dials. All you got to do is hit the plus. You name the group for a new set of dials. New group. Okay, and of course you have a new group. You would hit the plus, and let's do the URL as AOL. Okay, and it's going to take you to AOL, and it's going to ask you to create a screenshot. Okay, and usually I try to line it up as best I can, and then hit the thumbnail. And look at that, cha-chow. So it gives you a little screen view of what's going down, whatnot. And then you just so on and so forth. CNN.com. Okay. Alright. So really in the essence, just to show you another cool thing is, let's say you're in the middle of doing this and you decide, oh, I don't like the name of what I named that particular group. Well, all you got to do is edit, change it. Instead of new group, name it news group. Einsteinism at its greatest. Cha-chow. Now it's news group. Okay. MSNBC. Oh, it's gonna give me trouble now. So as you can see, doing this, I'm just trying to give you a real quick idea of a theme. Okay, so you would have a theme here of obviously this is going to be a news channel type scenario. So I can't think of any other ones. Fox News. I think I messed that one up. Well, it still did it. Cool. So basically this is what we're looking at. You're looking at pick this, and you see a whole new row has been created. So you can just add these and so on and so forth, and then you can have your apps over here to the left corresponding to whatever you're teaching. So if you're doing a current events class, hey, this will work perfectly for you. Okay, now to the backgrounds of speed dial. Just to let you know, you would just go over to the global options. Alright, and it by default went to that one, but it's always going to start here. Okay, especially when you first download it. Just click on the icon that looks like a monitor or LCD display, and what you would do is you would go to your computer and just hit the folder there, and I always go to that's in my videos. We want pictures. Okay, and then you can change that background from that to this. Okay, and then you just say apply changes and close, and voila, you have a totally different background. One of my teachers is pretty much teaches Romeo and Juliet, so his background is tailored to Romeo and Juliet. So his websites, obviously, with it being literature and English, they're tailored to that. The background is themed for that. Has a Leonardo DiCaprio background, and then of course any of the apps he has, like the Shakespeare monologues, which I do have on here somewhere. Let's see if I can find it. There we go. And when you click on these things, on what I think is cool is when you click on the apps to the left, it opens them in a new window. Now when you click on these websites, though, if you notice, it opens them in the current window. So just teachers, to help you out a little bit, when you write, what I normally do is I right click and open a new tab. Okay, that way you keep the integrity of your original window open, and that way you don't ever have to reopen another tab. But you know, look, I'm all about simplicity, so just to let you know, even if you happen to do something like this, all you have to do is hit the additional tab right here, and guess what? You're right back to square one. Again, the only disadvantage there is if, as you can see, Shakespeare's monologue, I'll have to go back down to it. That's why you want to put your best and most used apps at the top. Okay, just keep that in mind. This is a basic rundown of my solution for Google Chrome in the classroom. Again, folks, it's free. It doesn't cost you a dime to download. All of the items that I've downloaded in the web store are free, and I've got them by going to the Chrome Webstore, and all I did is start typing in Chrome, which again, if you're doing it from the start, you're going to have this little interface right here. You're going to have Chrome Webstore right there catering to you, like, you know, you're walking through Macy's during, you know, Black Friday. Folks are going to be ready to, you know, hook you up right then and there. Just being like, you know, do you need a facial? I have a product that will revolutionize your life. Just sit down next to me and experience the magic. Okay, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. So you would click on Chrome Web Store, right? And when it comes up, I always just go to education. It's the best way to do it. I mean, you can look, depending on what you're doing, you got business tools. Obviously, if you're doing something in economics, you might want to look at that. Productivity, utilities. There's a myriad of possibilities here that you can use. The themes are basically how to change that other stuff, the background and things of that nature. The extensions are what I told you about on mine, where you have the cool iris and the 2D to 3D images, PDF converter, things of that nature. But again, education and teacher and admin tools are where I found the most cool looking stuff. Oh, this is a new app. Let me go and add this one. Have checked that one out. Huh, it's pretty cool. See, you learn something new every day. It's pretty cool. And of course, this is on my wife's email, so I'll explain that to her. But basically, that's what you're looking at. Alright. So, again, your web browser may begin in this fashion here, very basic, you know, tailored to what you have, you know, basically out of the store, just like a computer or even your iPad when you first bring it home. So you got the bare bones setup. It's up to you to compile that masterpiece that you're going to use in your classroom. And again, when you're done with it, you know, it can look something of this nature. You don't necessarily have to use, you know, the whole FVD speed dial like I do, but I've found, again, this is the best interface right now, where you can have this tailored look, web links to the center of the page, apps to the left, and you would have your tabs at the top. Another cool thing, double click, cha-chow. You just have that desktop waiting for them when they come in. Double click to expand, and you've got your websites open, and then one click there and you're good to go. again, all intuitive interface, all self-explanatory, but hopefully this gives you a little light on the subject on a creative way to implement the new technology, Common Core standards that are coming in 2014. A lot of folks would ask me, how will we use this in the classroom? Basically, the interaction itself is one of the features, regardless of what subject you're teaching, whether it be math, science, English, or social studies. Okay, if you stay with me on this, all of the websites that I've used, they're all interactive. Okay, so it means that number one, you're doing it in front of the class using the technology available to you. If you have an iPad or even an iPhone or an Android device, again, Splashtop is an excellent tool that you can use to download to your desktop computer. Normally it doesn't cost anything, but it can be up to $10 depending on what you're going to be using it for. But there is also Smoothboard, which you would get from smoothboard.net, that allows you to use QR codes to allow not only yourself but any of your students that have any mobile devices to use a QR reader to basically take over your desktop and interact with that desktop. Again, you would have full control though. You can limit their activities to where all they can do is watch your desktop from their phone, take screenshots and take it home and work on it later, so to speak. But the interaction is the part where we'll go in with the Common Core. In other words, by using this interface and by having the students interact with you and collaborate, depending on the best example I would think of would be Quizlet. You can have an interaction with these students, just a real quick explanation. Biology terms, Unit 7. Do a scatter. Okay, you got to be careful, because if you don't have a way to write on the front board, if you're using a smart board or something of that nature, you're going to want to use something that you just drag and drop. Okay. So it's loading right now, folks. If it'll go. The app is currently unreachable. Of course, you would think while I'm doing a video it would do this. Alright. Well, this is what we deal with every day in the classroom. The technology, you got to use that technology, but if it don't work for you, oh well, you ain't gonna get that paycheck, I guess. Anyways, basically, the drag and drop mentality. Okay, it's gonna be taking the word, I don't know, capitalism, and dragging it to its proper definition. And when you mouse it over and let it go onto the proper definition, the definition and the word disappear and make it those two items are one less to go, so on and so forth. I wish I could show you, but oh well. Alright, anyways, moving on. So that's what we're looking at. Like I said, you've got a whole slew of interactive items available to you. The interactive folio of Romeo and Juliet. By using this, you're incorporating the learning ability all in one. You're getting definition terms where the students can understand. In Fair Verona, it's showing you historical pictures, and there's even parts of it that will actually show you videos, but I don't have that with me right now, of course. But going into a little bit more detail at a later date on another video, the keys to the core curriculum or the Common Core and introducing it into your lesson plans for each week. The key is this: you must remember you've got to use the technology in a way that allows the students to integrate it into their learning environment. You would do this by having them interact with the technology. That's the key. No matter what you decide to use, it's the interaction that's what they're looking for. If you read the Common Core language that it uses, it's interaction, collaboration between student and teacher, and between student and student, using technology in a variety of ways. And when I say a variety, I mean a variety of ways. There's really no true defined way of doing it, only the fact that you have to use technology to do it. So hopefully that gives you a little more insight. But again, this is just one aspect of 3 that I'm going to be using for you. So hopefully you enjoyed this. This is the Google Chrome interface solution that I originally came up with, but I have 2 other ones, the Edmodo and actually using Google websites and wiki, that I'll be going over in the next 2 videos. Thank you for listening and watching.